Hey, shalom, shalom. All right. Hey, before we get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakarash. Double honors unto my apostles and others of great millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akim, as I pushing his word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom. All right. So, back at it with another lesson stream. Want to, I had a few things that in the spirit I wanted Lord willing to touch on. That's why the title is kind of, several different things, dealing with the eclipses, the Passover, prophetic events are occurring all over the world around us. So, we just gonna jump into it. Lord willing, this is not a super long one. It shouldn't be. Hit the points and get out of there. So the first scripture dealing with this what is it? Solar eclipse, which at this point, if you are any 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 bit of your spirit is in tune with the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you've heard that there is a solar eclipse on April the 8th, 2024, right? And it's basically going to cross the United States, the continental United States of America. The last one was in 7 years ago. So what is that? 2017, I believe. Right? And it went from Washington through the South, right? And this one's going to start in Mexico and go northeast. So it's creating an X, right? And you know, that's heavy. That's a lot of heaviness, and I'll say even myself, like through the spirit, you know, you be so charged up about everything that's going on, that you just like, yeah, it's an eclipse. You come. You be so, you know. But then I was watching this video earlier, this Edomite pastor, and he was going into different points and facts surrounding it, and I was like, you know what, this, and trust, you hear brothers and all of us, we all want everything to be that moment. You know what I'm saying? And even with this, this may not be the moment that I'm not, this is not a lesson, something could happen, but I know through the spirit this is a heavy sign in the heavens, and we're going to go into that in the scriptures. So that X, you could look at it in several different ways. The first way is, matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let's see, put it on the screen real quick. All right. Camera there in 1 second. So this is the Hebrew. This is the Paleo Hebrew on the screen for those that may not know. This was the Lashawan Quadash, Holy Tongue. This is our language. Now, when you look at the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet is Tha, right? Which is basically, that's basically the end, So through the spirit, this could signify the very end of Babylon the Great. On another level, let me see if I can find this picture. We're gonna get some scriptures, but 1 second. Right. I can find a picture. I saw a picture one time. There's a picture from a satellite where basically America it's got a dark shadow over it, right? I think that was during the last eclipse or something. I could be wrong, but there's a picture. I wish I find it on my phone, but it's all good. So, X marks the spot, man. This is the place of great judgment, man. This is the place where the Lord is going to execute judgment that has never before seen. This is Babylon the Great. So this is where, 200 million um, uh, swords of the Lord are going to hit this place. All right. So let's get some scriptures going. Let's go to the first one. We're gonna go to Genesis 1, because this is important. Because see, the Lord created all of this in His perfection, going back to Genesis, the first chapter. And when everything was being set, all of these motions were set from the very beginning. These aren't accidents. That's why Esau even knows that the next time an eclipse of this magnitude happens will be 2044. And I told my rib daddy, she said, yeah, we ain't seeing 2024. I mean, not 2024, excuse me, 2044. The next major solar eclipse on this level is 2044, right? All of these pieces in motion have been set in motion going back to Genesis, the first chapter, starting with Yahushua and the angels and the elect putting in place everything, all right? See, part of the elect being able to understand prophecy is because you were back there in the beginning phases of setting these points in motion in the spirit, all right? So Genesis 1 and what is that? 14. Yep. Genesis 1 and 14. It says, and God, the Elohim, right, the powers said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And that's what the sun and the moon does, right? We know that right now we're in the day because the sun governs the day, right? But in a couple hours, we'll have sunset, and the moon will be in its glory, and that'll let us know that that's the end of one day and the beginning of another day. But that's an important point of understanding as well when you're dealing with our calendar as Hebrew Israelites. All right, our calendar is not a what is this? Gregorian calendar, whatever this bullshit is, right? Forgive me, it's slipping my mind at the moment, but there is no Sunday through Saturday in the Bible. All right, that's these stupid nations and their idol worshiping with these calendars. All right, we deal with the day ends and begins when the sun goes down. When the moon comes in a few hours, that will be the beginning of the next day, not midnight. Not 12:01 is the beginning of the next day. That's where all this confusion comes from. You got to remember, we are a lunar-based calendar. That's what governs us. After being conscious of this, after years of it, really, you get to a certain point where you really are. You get kind of, I won't say. I mean, I'm pretty sure some brothers are really nice with it, but you could actually look up to the moon. And it's a clock. It's a perfect clock. See, the sun just let you know it's the day, but the sun don't tell you what time it is, what time of the month it is, because the month and the moon go hand in hand with each other. All right. So again, just going into the spirit of these precepts, because everybody out here is engaged and mesmerized by, excuse me, give me a second. Mesmerized by the eclipse. The airports are selling tickets where people are going to travel from city to city, traveling along the way, starting in Dallas to wherever, to see this eclipse on this day. This is a big thing. A lot of people, man, A lot of people probably not gonna go to work that day just to be able to see it. A lot of people just because evidently if they're selling tickets and passes, right? Best places to see it. And this is gonna be a long one. In certain places, it's gonna be you're gonna be in the midst of that eclipse for almost 5 minutes, man. All right, and if you were in the truth in 2017 when the last eclipse, listen, things turned up. Everything has changed. That this 7 year period has been a heavy period of a lot of stuff has changed. Even in your life, I believe. Think about your own personal life. Don't even just focus in on, of course, the prophecies of it all, but think about your own life. I bet the chances are you probably not in the same relationship you were in. You probably don't live the same place. You're probably not working the same thing. Think about it. The pandemic came in the midst of this 7 year period. A lot of stuff came to pass, whether you were paying attention or not, in the last 7 years. Okay? So, and keep reading on, it says, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. So again, working backwards with this, you're able to dictate the years, because what is a year created out of? A year consists of, according to this calendar that we're under, what, 12? Well, there's 12 months. All right, there's 12 months in a year. So it says years and days. Months are what months dictate years, and months are created by days. That's how you know the new moon just came in. It came in Saturday night. So the Sabbath, this cycle so happened to fall Saturday night to Sunday night, right? So we're in the first week of the first month of the year. Because if you that's another thing, if you didn't know, the we're now in the new year, according to the spirit, according to the way that the Lord meant it to be. See, that bullshit a couple days ago, December the 31st, was some demonic idol worshiping, going back to Rome and Janus. And you know, when you look up Janus, it was an idol that they worshiped that had two faces facing in different directions, where you get your your New Year's resolution, new me, new year, that new year, new me spirit, leaving the past. Then all of that goes back to Rome. How could you be in the I use this as an example. In a basketball game, there's 4 quarters. In sports, in most sports, there's 4 quarters. Spring starts December. December brings in winter on December the 23rd, I believe. So winter starts December the 23rd, and you're telling me that a few days later that you're in the new year. That's like an NBA game and one team saying, oh, that's it. They just start celebrating 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. That doesn't make sense. All right. So it says that they're for signs and for seasons, right? There's 3 new moons. Right? Wouldn't that be what? Basically three months, give or take. Like I said, I'm using the calendar that we use now as a reference, but you know, these points, like you see right now in life, you can tell we're in a new year. Everything, the birds is chirping, right? The trees are blossoming. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you. You see the tree by my yard? Look, you see how the new life is coming back into the tree? It's starting to come back. It wasn't like that a couple weeks ago, right? A month or two ago, it wasn't like that. It was still bare. But here we are, because we're in the new year, spring. We're in springtime. Okay, so the moon dictates time, seasons, and it's also signs. This is a sign, a major sign. You know, there's never, like the pastor was going into, there's never been an eclipse to this magnitude in the Western Hemisphere in modern times. All right. So think about these things. These things just don't happen by coincidence. Be mindful of the different spirits um, that are plague on people, that can jump on people. You know, there's a like lunatic. Let's look that word up. You like to go into this? Give me 1 second to pull up the at tomorrow. Like you call somebody a lunatic. The word lunatic is defined as affected with periodic insanity depending on the changes of the moon. That's actually the definition of lunatic. So when people say, "Oh man, these people are a bunch of lunatics out here," the your body is mostly water. You ever been to the beach and it be low tide and it be like, damn, the moon did that through the spirit. The Lord unctioned the moon to have that power to create high tides and low tides. Matter of fact, let's look up this other word. A brother went into this the other night, and I thought that was. Let me see if I can pull up the point he said. Yep, tide. Like I said, high tides, low tides, connected to the moon's pull. Says what? So in the online etymon of tide, like TIDE, like roll tide, right? Is a point or portion of time, due time, period, a season, feast days, kind of I'm fucking that word up, but basically time, right? So again, tide, which is connected to the moon's pools, um, affects time, affects people, man. So again, on during these certain times of the month, people get buck wild crazy. All right. Some people get buck wild crazy during full moons. What do you say when people be out here acting a fool? The common response is, "Oh, it must be a full moon out here." Let's look at that saying and see what comes up. It must be a full moon meaning. Listen to this. Must be a full moon is a common utterance whenever things start to go a little haywire. The idea that a full moon can drive people mad is an old one. See, people knew these things. This is old knowledge. All right. Hey, shalom to everybody tuning in. Shalom, shalom. All right. So, if a full moon can make somebody turn into a lunatic, right? Go mad, act haywire. What do you think these blood moons and these wolf moons and super wormwood moons and lunar eclipse? And don't forget, there's a lunar eclipse on March the 25th. So as we bring in the Passover, our Passover, because that's another thing calendar wise, why a lot of these camps, their calendars be off, because their calendars is really based off of Esau's calendar. They really base their calendar off of Esau's time. They don't follow 100% counting each moon. Well, that's the second moon, because the scriptures tell us that. It says on the first moon, right, of the year, 14 days from the new moon, then you shall have your Passover. That's specific. It's not left for room for you to guess or you to say, well, your own translation. But that's where you get it. You'll start to see these other camps. They'll have their Passover late in the April, But again, that's just the truth. That's not, like I said, the scriptures say, if they believe that it through sincerity, then that's on them. But through the spirit of the calendar that the Lord established. And of course, we're rehearsing the righteous act, so I don't want to come off over righteous either in this regard too, right? So again, imagine what these moons are doing to the people. All right, it's pulling. Just because you don't necessarily see it directly or feel it. Hey, I say we feel it directly through the spirit, man. You know, you know, on a new moon, hey man, this past new moon that we had here, you could feel the charge. You could feel the spirit. We gathered and we set up the prayers. We anointed each other. You know, you could feel the spirit. It was good to be around brothers. That was the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai in that gathering. And that happened on the new moon, right? So let's keep going. Hey, because that, like I said, one of my points was the Passover as well. Speaking on that, you know, let's keep going. Let's get a few more scriptures going. But it says it must be a full moon. Even the word lunatic and its relatives, loon and loony, like Looney Tunes, derives from the Latin word luna, which means moon. That's just the reality of it. People, when you say somebody's loony, you're basically kind of implying that outside presences are affecting them, right? And it does. All right, let's get some scriptures. Let's go to Sirach 43 real quick. This is Sirach 43 and 6, and it says, and he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times. For a declaration of times and a sign of the world. For the moon is a sign of feast. Right. Let's get that. Let's actually just get that. Because I was saying that about the 14 days. Right. So also, the Passover is March 23rd. Not this Saturday coming up, but the Saturday after. Saturday evening it will bring in the Passover, right? But on March the 25th, there is a solar eclipse that will occur, right? Because the apostles always go into this. There was a it would have been a because 2 weeks into the moon cycle puts you at the that's a full moon, because the moon, it waxes and wanes. That's what I was saying earlier about it's a clock. Like literally, you can look up. The sun will tell you the time of the day. You can get the time of the day, sundials, but the moon will give you the signs of what week you are in the month. If you know we're in the first month, if you look up to the moon tonight, you'll see that it's starting to begin to wax. So that'll let you know that we're still in the first week. Then it'll keep waxing until it's a crescent, right? It'll keep going strong, and then you'll have like a half a moon, and then right, and then you'll get a full moon, right, where it's all you see. Be like, damn, that motherfucker bright, right? Full moon, and then the full moon will start to wane, where it'll start, the crescent will go back to a half, and then it'll lead to you not seeing the moon, which is what? Your new moon. That's the cycle. That's a perfect clock. All right. The sun literally tells you what time it is. If you had a sundial, it'll tell you that it's give or take 6 o'clock. Right. So let's see. Give me 1 second. But the point of what I was saying is that eclipse will occur during the unleavened bread, right? Because the Passover is that night. The Passover and the week of unleavened bread are one together in a sense, but they're two separate. It's two separate things, right? So this is Leviticus. Let's get this in Leviticus. Well, no, let's get this here. This is Exodus 23 and 14. And it says, and 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread, that thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days as I commanded. Correct. So you bring the Passover in, right? And that's when you go through the ceremony. You have your lamb, your unleavened bread, your wine, your bitter herb, right? And then from there, you continue on in the week of unleavened bread. This is where you keep leaven out of your house. You got to remove all the items that have leaven in them, and you got to eat leaven. Basically, it's good to eat leaven throughout the week because it's the week of unleavened bread. So when you're eating, you have a little bit of unleavened bread with your meals, right? And it says, "Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I command thee, in the time appointed of the month of Abib." Right, the first month, which means what, like spring. Um, let's look it up. Actually, let's see what it says in here. I know it's another definition, but I'm drawing a blank at the moment. What was that? Exodus 23. And what did it say? Let's see what it says there. Because we're in this month right now. That's why it's the fresh. It's fresh. Everything is being refreshed. All right. Yeah, fresh. It means fresh, young barley ears, barley, uh, of greening of a crop. Like I showed you the tree to the left of me. That tree is greening. It's becoming. It's starting to, it's starting. It's refreshing itself. Okay, so we're in the first month of the calendar, right? Which we are in what? Saturday to Sunday would have been one day. Sunday night to Monday night would have been day 2, which we're in. So we're in the first month and second day of the month. So I believe, like I said, I might be counting it incorrectly. I don't think I am, but tomorrow will be the third day of our, is it the third? Saturday to Sunday is 1. Sunday to Monday is 2. Today's Monday. Yeah, I'm trying to push this week further. Right. So we're in the second day still. Right. Having a simple moment. Forgive me. Saturday night brought the new moon. Saturday to Sunday is day 1. Sunday night brings in the second day till Monday night, right? Because we're still in the second day. Tonight we'll bring in the third day of the week, right? So that's our calendar, example of our calendar, right? Which again, even myself, we're all rehearsing the righteous acts. So again, that's why we have our apostles and elders and men that are set in the spirit to manage the calendars. That's a beautiful gift. You have men that'll let you know, or the apostles let us know, when the Passover will be, the calendar, which is found in the scriptures, will tell you what, 50 days from that, we'll bring in the what is known as Pentecost. The calendar of the high holy days, which the scripture said in Sirach, the 43rd chapter, brings in feasts. So that's my point with all of that, is each thing is based off of the new moon and moons. Okay? That's the calendar. All right? So reading on, and it says, "And for it thou came out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty." So again, that's the week of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Let's get it in the Exodus, Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23 and 4, and it says, "These are the feast of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day, in the 14th day of the first month at evening is the Lord's Passover." That's Leviticus 23 and 5. So we just had the first new moon of the year, which was Saturday night. Like I was saying, I was struggling over it. Forgive me, human. But 14 days from there will bring in the Passover, which is not this Saturday, because this Saturday will be day 7, right? Day 7 will be the second Sabbath of the month, right? So you got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Sabbath, the seventh day, right? Matter of fact, this is let the scriptures speak. I'm gonna start at the top. This is Leviticus 23, and I'll probably stop here. Leviticus 23:1, and it says, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feast. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is a Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings." So the new moon, the first day of the month, establishes the Sabbath, right? Because see, on the new moon, you can send up a sacrifice. Matter of fact, you're supposed to. You prepare. You might prepare some lamb or some chicken, or whatever it is. You might prepare that, right? Then you go back to work the next day, right? Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. On the 7th day, you can't. There is no lighting up a. You're not supposed to cook and clean. That's the Sabbath. They then you go what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. On the 14th day is your next Sabbath. So you see, it falls every 7 days. So on 14th day, 2 sevens, 7 times 2, Salakia, brings in the day of the Passover in this month. Okay, so it says, verse 6. I'm gonna read 5 again. This is the point. And in the 14th day of the first moon, I'm sorry. Well, that's correct too, because the first moon, first month, we established that in Sirach 43. In the 14th day of the first month, the first new moon of the year at evening, is the Lord's Passover. And on the 14th day of the same month is the feast. I'm sorry, and on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. Like I was saying, it's you really, like I said, you eat it on the Passover, the lamb and your unleavened bread, whatever you use, your bitter herbs, your wine. But really, through the whole week, you're supposed to have unleavened bread. So it's just eat some. I try to with my dinner, whatever I'm having, have a little bit, eat it, whatever, just eat it is the point. What the law says. Okay, so from the 15th day, 7 days from there, right? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, that's 6, 21. On the 21st day of the first month ends the week of unleavened bread. Okay, so that's the week, that's the whole thing. All right, so it says, in the first day ye shall have a holy convocation, and ye shall do no servile work therein. Why? Because outside of the fact that it's the Passover and you're in the Passover, see, just you have the ceremony. Mind you, when you read it, I'm not going to go into it all, but when you go into the story of the Passover with Moses, the Lord commanded them to stay in the house the whole night. Think about it. How could you go do work if the Lord commanded you to be in the house? Because that's the spirit of the Passover. The spirit of death was coming through. So you weren't supposed to get caught up out there. So you stayed in the house. That's one reason why it's a commandment, because of that feast day. So really, even after that, we break out. You really go back. You get home, stay in the house for the most part that night. I mean, of course, if you got to go to work the next day, don't be over righteous. We in captivity. We're rehearsing the righteous acts, right? But on top of it, it's the Sabbath. So even still, you're not supposed to do any servitile work. Okay. And it says, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, the Lord unto the Lord 7 days. And the seventh day is a holy convocation, and you should do no servitile work. All right. So that was the point of that. All right. So let's get probably one more scripture, and I'm gonna close up here. Let's go to Luke 21 and 25. And it says, and there shall be signs in the sun. Right, you got all these talks of solar flares, and there's a possibility that a solar flare could knock out all of our, the internet globally for damn near up to a year. They're predicting it if they're so strong. We're in this. The sun is even showing signs. All right, but like my elder in my camp was talking about on the new moon. The thing about it with the sun is that the sun is so bright and mighty in itself that you really can't look up at it. Right. It's mighty, but the moon, you get to see. Like, think about it. If you a brother, you've seen the moon. We've taken pictures. Like, damn, brothers, yo, go see the moon. Yo, you snapping pictures. Yo, the moon is crazy tonight. Nobody ever gets up and be like, yo, the sun. If we talk about the sun being crazy, we really, yo, we about to go to the summer. We really like kind of cursing the sun out, man. I'm being facetious in the senses of, man, the sun is hot, man. Like, what the fuck? You feel like you cooking, right? But the sun, the Lord executes signs within the sun as well. These solar flares and a solar eclipse is a sign in the sun as well as it is in the moon, right? So reading on, it says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. And sometimes you see certain stars are brighter in the sky. It wasn't too long ago. Matter of fact, I think another sign coming up too with all of these eclipses is that 7 planets are going to be lined up together. See, when these planets get lined up together, those are signs as well too. All right, because that's the heavens. Remember, there's the heavens is the sky. The heavens is the sky above you. Like right now, there's a plane. There's a plane flying over me. That plane is flying in the heavens above us. But then beyond this heaven is the heavens, outer space heavens, right? So all of that stuff that's happening out there is signs. All right. That's why this devil spends billions, if not trillions of dollars over his whole time, having telescopes pointed directly up there, looking, trying to figure out things, seeing things. See, they see it, and then they probably come right to us, the prophets of the Lord. All right, and what they said this. Oh shit. Okay, let's watch. Like we through the Spirit, starting with our apostles and elders, declare these things. Okay, and really through the Spirit, that's really a thing of great millstone. These other camps, you don't really get breakdowns and things of focusing on the emphasis of these things. Okay, I could be wrong, but hey, that's how I see it. All right, so let's keep going on. And it says, and upon the earth distress of the nations. Man, that's another thing, leading to my other point of prophetic events. Haiti look crazy right now. I don't know if y'all seen that video, but man, it's a nigga down there named barbecuing niggas, man. That shit is wild when you really think about it. He just walking through the streets, eating the dark meat eating drumsticks off of a person. That's distress. Okay, let's look that word up. Let's just see what's there. That Luke 21. Let's see what's there in the Greek. So distress is
Strong's G 4928. Sunache. Sunache.
Sunake. So it means a holding together, a narrowing, the contracting part of a way. All right, in a metaphor of straits, distress, anguish, right? Restrain. When you listen, man. You ever heard the saying, man? You know, don't mess with a, push. He had his back against the wall. He's pushed into a corner. You ever heard that? That's what everybody out here is feeling. That's distress. Okay? Let's look up the etymon of that and see what comes up. Let's see what distress says here. All right. It says circumstances that cause anxiety or hardship, like contracted. You ever see somebody that's stuck in an elevator and I can't breathe. They start panicking and having an anxiety attack. A thing that's higher than an anxiety attack is a panic attack. Like you can't breathe, like motherfucker not breathing. And then what do they do in the movies? They snap out of it. Everybody is under the circumstances that cause anxiety or hardship, restraint, confliction. The life is literally being choked out of these people at this point. Yeah, 144. All right, narrowness, distress, draw apart, hinder. All right, so all of this that's going on in the world is causing distress on the people. All right, we're not distressed because we have hope. We understand that these things must come. Does it get uncomfortable in the flesh? Absolutely. No brother is happy or jumping for joy when you don't got the money to pay a certain bill or certain things. Those are distresses as well. But we have hope and we understand that the Lord is working, and we have faith that the Lord will come through for us every time, and he does. It's just a matter of faith. Like old folks will say, the Lord don't move on our time, he move on his time. He's never late, he's always on time, right? So it says distress of nations. So like I said, Haiti, they done ran the prime minister out of there. I think they assassinated the president. It's total chaos out there. What's happening in the southern border is chaos. Okay, what's happening in the Middle East, Ukraine, all of this is distress, man. When you got nations like Switzerland, who are considered probably the most peaceable country on the planet Earth, is getting their people and themselves primed for war, that should tell you something. You don't do these things unless you're under a level of distress. Understand that, right? And it says with perplexity, puzzledness. Everybody's puzzled, right? Everybody's pride won't allow them to show how puzzled they are, but really deep down inside of all of these people outside of the circle of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the faithful, the men that are teaching, the men and women that are listening and soaking this in, outside of that, everybody out here is in panic mode. They don't know what the hell is going on. They don't know what the hell is next to come. They're afraid. They're afraid of Donald Trump versus Biden. They don't know what the fuck is going on, right? That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of the rent going up, not realizing that, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is about to open up the biggest, greatest can of whoop ass ever seen. That's gonna make the flood of Noah look like a day at a water park. You know how crazy that is? The Lord is gonna make this judgment that's coming is gonna make the flood look like a day at the pool, man. That's scary. But these people don't get that because they're stuck in their own stupidity. All right, let's finish this up and then we're gonna close this up. And it says the seas and the waves roaring. That represents the people. See, people are, when you read the scriptures, and the scriptures will say, in the sea, hurt not the sea, right? Hurt not the sea is in the book of Revelation. The sea represents the people. And I could get that. The scriptures let you know that the sea is the people. So again, when it says this in the sea and the waves roaring, That really talking about the people. So again, going back to our original point of the eclipse, what do you think this is going to do to these people that are just, the Lord's not with them and they're just open vessels, conduits for every spirit that could ever come? Man, this eclipse about, man, these people about to sit under 5 minutes of this eclipse, and who knows through the spirit. I'm not saying, I can't say, but I know in the spirit, the Lord about to sit all of us under this 5-minute window. And if your spirit ain't right, the Lord could put evil spirits on you, more evil spirits on you, more depressing spirits, sad spirits, more hopelessness in you. Now, if you in the spirit, I believe the Lord gonna put more understanding on us. The Lord gonna put more faith in us, more all the tools and toolages that we need to survive that we're about to go into. All right, because this is a sign of something great is about to occur to this place, and we know through the prophecies what is gonna come and why. So that's why I say this eclipse, it's gonna be hitting you, these people. It's gonna be hitting us. It's gonna be like waves hitting the shore, and it's just gonna be spirit. Now, what spirit that hit on people? That's between Yahweh Shem Yahushai and his creation. But I believe in the spirit that the sincere men, women, and children, the Lord gonna put more righteous spirit on us, more clean spirit. We just came out of the Passover. We removed that. If the Lord willingly, that eclipse is gonna bring in the next new moon. The next new moon falls on the eclipse. So we'll be in the 2nd month. This is a very spiritual, heavy time. If thou can tell, if you're a natural man, you're not going to receive this. This ain't for you. That's why I said, if you're a natural man, you might receive more natural brute beast spirit on you. These people might become more demons, right? But if you are righteous, if you a spiritual man, the Lord going to put more positive spirits on you. The fruits of the spirit, more joy on you, more temperaments on you, more wisdom, all of the things that's needed in measure for each and every one of us, Lord willing, to get the fuck out of here. All right. So verse 26, and it says, in men's hearts failing them for fear. That's the spirit I was just saying that. The Lord might put more fearful spirits on you people, man. More spirits of anguish and languish and sadness and depression and grudge holding and anger. The Lord probably put more anger on you people. The spirit of wrath. Right? For to look after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken, man. And we're in the time of the Lord about to shake this place the fuck up. And there's no other way of saying it. I don't care if you don't like how I'm saying it, it is what it is. But the Lord about to shake this place the fuck up, because that's what it needs, man. You people, and I'm saying it straight like that, you people outside of this walk, you're too comfortable. You're full of pride, and you think that you're confident in a plain path. You think that, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get that and I'm gonna be here. The Lord about to shake all that shit up, and I pray through the spirit that it's soon, man. Because at the end of the day, either you in the spirit of fuck this place, or you in the spirit of saving this place, as the scriptures say. Because you can't serve two masters. Our master told us to hate this motherfucker, man. Hate the world and hate all the things in it. And I can't wait. And I pray that the Lord have mercy on me and all of us, Lord willingly, that's here, that we be able to see this bitch burn, man. I hope that the Lord see something in all of us that allow it to have mercy on us to see this motherfucker burn, man. Because this place is disgusting. It's dangerous. It's not fun. It stinks. I don't know if you brothers or sisters have seen that video of Jake. It's a funny video, man. Jake was in worked in a women's prison. And he was man, dude, retired CO. Man, he started crying, talking about the smell that was coming out of there, man. You know how crazy a smell gotta be for you to mentally remember it and start crying today? Imagine you remember a smelly diaper, a situation 10 years ago, and you start crying. That's a smell, man. This place stinks. It's diseased. We're in a trash heap. And I can't wait till the Lord burn all this trash, because that's what you do with trash. You burn it and create propane and natural gases that you can use to do something else. Hey, so with that, I'm going to close up. I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, B'Kakwadash. Double honors unto my apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akim that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom to all you sincere brothers that tuned in as well, that watched this. I pray for you, pray for your families, and for you sisters as well, man. We in those times, and I ask that you pray for me as well. So with that, shalom.